Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. I've got a lot of questions since my last two training videos of people asking about bands and why am I training with bands, what do bands do? And I'm going to cover that just a little bit for you guys today. But speaking of bands, I just got these wristbands in from the Not CrossFit YouTube channel. You guys can check them out. And I'm going to link the Not CrossFit channel down below. They sent these to me for free. And so if you guys want to get a set of these bands or you want to check out what they have to say or what their channel is all about, go check it out. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Alright, bands are used for a few different things by powerlifters. Really high on that list obviously is accommodating resistance. As a lot of you may or may not know, when you do any given lift, the strength curve and the amount of force that you generate to move the bar or the weight is not the same throughout the entire lift. And for most lifts, it is harder at the bottom than it is at the top, whether it's a bench press, a squat, or even a barbell curl. So that being said, bands are used by powerlifters to change their strength curve so that they can work with a weight that's near the maximum for whatever number of reps they're doing down at the hardest part of the lift, but then to make the weight harder at the top so that you get a more true strength curve. Also, this can be useful for when you're trying to develop explosive power. One of the things that you find is that not only do you get deceleration at the top, which also trains your body to slow down moving the weight as you get near the last few inches, but it also, because the weight is easier to move and you have inertia going, particularly if you're training fast and explosive, you recruit a lot less muscle fibers and a lot less of those upper threshold muscle fibers and motor units. And by adding a steep resistance curve, you can force your body to have to continue to push through with maximum force, and you can custom tailor your strength curve with different bands, with different chains, with using different amounts of tension on the bands and things so that you can custom tailor that strength curve to what you're trying to do. And so these are widely used in powerlifting for that purpose. And particularly for things like lockouts, like you guys saw me doing them for closed grip bench presses on a reverse band, so that I'm taking about 10 to 15% less weight at the bottom and then making it harder at the top. And on a closed grip bench press is already a tricep movement, but by making it more difficult at the top, you really have to engage the triceps a lot harder. And you'll be engaging them, it's almost like doing rack lockouts, because you're using a weight at the top that you normally cannot closed grip bench press for a full range of motion. So you're getting a nice heavy weight at the bottom, and then you're getting almost the equivalent of a rack lockout at the top by overloading with more than your max. So it's great for doing that sort of thing. Now the other thing is when you start doing things like speed work, where the bands really are noticeable also, they create a very unusual eccentric or negative rep. Because what happens with the bands, you put so much tension into the band at the top, especially if you go explosive, that it jerks you back down. And normally gravity is what determines the amount of force applied on a negative rep. But when you have the bands, it can actually accelerate for at least part of the movement, can push the bar back down at a slightly faster speed than gravity would normally allow for. So you create like a super eccentric rep that is faster than normal free fall speed for at least sometimes a few inches of a lift, and that recruits a lot of muscle fibers trying to slow it down. And so again, it's a tool to recruit more muscle fibers. And when you're doing speed work and you're doing it super fast, that explosiveness of the band at the top, the accommodating resistance, doing half-second speed reps followed by a super fast eccentric that forces you faster, creates a massive amount of muscle fiber recruitment. In fact, when you're doing a speed rep like that, even if you're doing 10 sets of 3, every single rep will recruit just as many muscle fibers as if you took an 8 or a 10 rep set to absolute failure. But you will get that many muscle fibers on every single rep. And if you end up doing 20 or 30 reps that way through a whole session, the muscle fiber recruitment and the neural stimulation is way beyond the threshold of what most people would ever reach during normal conventional training. So those are the reasons that you guys see me using bands. And in the future, I'll try to make a few videos showing you guys examples of how to hook the bands up and how to actually utilize them for these purposes in the gyms, and how to set them up and figure out tension and things. And that can get really complicated, so I don't know when I'm going to get around to that, but I will try to do so for you guys in the future. that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative. And check out Not CrossFit. And I will talk to you guys next time.